Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Conscious Flower. My name's Lydia. This is my little corner of the internet where we talk about all things planty, sustainable, and other earthy topics. Today I wanted to come and talk to you about my propagation boxes. These are one of my favorite videos to watch, so I figured I'd film one of my own since I have been busy. With that being said, let's head on right into the video. Here we have box number 1. I figured it would be easier to hold the camera with one hand and then just feature with the other hand. So here we have a lot of Hoyas, especially the star of the show is my Hoya Daikie. Not sure how to pronounce this, but I will have it on the screen. This cutting actually, not this cutting, this leaf actually came out in my care, which is really exciting. This leaf, and this one underneath are all the Daikie. It's all one big cutting that roots around the edge of the box, which is pretty funny. I haven't had a lot of plants do that. However, I do love her. I'm excited to get her propagated, get her propped and put into a soil vessel to get her a little more nutrients. I'm waiting till this leaf hardens off or grows a little bit more before I upset her and shock her. And then who do we else? We have Hoya, not Hoya. We have Calissia repens, pink panther. This little spiderwort. We have another one over here. This plant did suffer from drought when I was moving. I forgot to water her, but I was able to take a few emergency cuttings, so we should have a full plant eventually. Here we have a Mandula pothos, Epipremnum aurum mandula, propagating off my mother plant. I'm trying to get it a little bit fuller and thicker. Right now I just have 2 cuttings in there. We also have Hoya croniana black, and then there's another one, I believe under, who's hiding her? Oh, right in there, a little dark, but you can see there's 2 of those. We also have Hoya obovata. This one's pretty well rooted. I'm excited to get that potted up. I believe this is a Monstera adansonii laniata right here. She is pretty well rooted. I believe this is also a laniata cutting I got from Planted in the Valley, which is my favorite nursery. We also have some Hoya, not Hoya, I want to call everything a Hoya. This is a String of Hearts Silver Glory right here, and it does root along here as well. So it does have quite a few. I believe this is the variegated one, just the regular variegated one as well. And then we have this sad little painted lady chunk, philodendron painted lady down here. Hopefully she turns into something. However, she has, the bottom cut of this is surviving and doing well. She did have pests, so I was doing some emergency surgery. This, I believe, is a Rhaphidophora, the dragon tail, Rhaphidophora decursiva chonk here, which is rooting up really nicely, so I'm excited about that. I believe that's another one there, that thick stem behind the Daikie. So one of my favorite prop boxes, and I believe that's all of the cuttings in here, or at least all the ones I can see. There might be a few wet sticks hidden. Oh, and one more decursiva cutting there too, which is pretty nice. Here we have another takeout container propagation box. I like to reuse these because they're really great for holding in the humidity. This one's not nearly as exciting, but we do have a Scindapsus leaf that is doing nothing. I might yeet her eventually. We have, I think this is a Monstera Peru runner. It's showing a little bit of new growth, but other than that, not much action. These are other Monstera Peru wet sticks, I believe. I had a big long runner, so I chopped her up. So there are a couple in here. And then this is a big giant money tree stump that I took off of my parents' really mature plant with permission. Took a big long node, so I'm hoping she roots up. I believe she's starting to think about growing, like this little green dot here. If it would focus, that would help. She's thinking about growing. And then also this is another sad painted lady stump. I'm not sure if she's gonna make it, but we are holding out hope for the bottom cut who has put out new growth. Next up, we have yet another food leftover container. The other 2 are takeout containers. This is from, I believe, lettuce or some other kind of green from the grocery store. First off, we have this giant Scindapsus exotica dying leaf. However, it is rooting up, so I'm gonna leave it for now. We have a couple Hoyas in here. We have Hoya Hoshkini, I don't know how to say it, but it will be at the bottom of the screen, Hoshkiliana, I believe. Over here, this is Hoya carnosa freckles, I believe. I bought this, again, from Planted in the Valley. Favorite nursery. Highly recommend them. This is a big, long cutting. This is also part of the freckles. And then here we have Hoya Chelsea. This is a new leaf that came out in the prop box. Once she hardens off, I think I'll pot her up with this other Chelsea cutting I got from Facebook. This one's from my friend who gave me some nice Hoya cuttings. I love trading with my Miss Bailey. Over here, we do have another spiderwort, I think Fulmingiris, Tradescantia. And over here, we have a part that came off my snake plant that is rooting up. I don't want to disturb her because I just did yesterday, but I think we will. It's starting to get these little roots in here, which I am pretty excited about because I actually haven't ever propagated snake plants before. I've had them in my care for a while, but I haven't ever tried propagating, not even by leaf. I have separated plants, but this is a whole new experience, which is really exciting. I love experimenting with plants and trying new things. A wet stick back here, I believe. Unsure where she is or who she is. And then we also just have some spaghnum moss that is coming back to life in a couple parts of this little bin. This was a bin I did update. It used to be in a different spinach container, and then I moved it over to here because it's a little bit more airtight. The other one was drying out too much, and then the props were not loving that. So we have her in her little upgrade here. For my last prop box, this is the only non-takeout container, reused container. This is one that was like a bread box or something from when my mom organized the pantry, and she let me have this extra one. To start off, we have Hoya croniana Super Silver, which is stunning. I'm waiting for some of this new growth to get a little bit bigger and harden off before I transfer her into soil. Right now she is just in spaghnum moss, again from Planted in the Valley. That's going to be a recurring theme here. I buy lots of cuttings from Emily and I love them. We also have a lot of Hoya Wyetii, I believe, variegated, scattered throughout. I got a pretty sizable chunk from someone on Facebook, a trade group, and I did cut that up into little pieces, and they are rooting really well, so I'm excited to get that into a pot. Over here, I believe this is a cutting of my Hoya Pubicalyx Splash that is rooting up really nicely. I have a really pretty mature plant of this one, or I guess not mature, but pretty big, and so I wanted to take another little cutting off of that. Another spiderwort, Tradescantia, baby bunny bellies, really cute and fuzzy. This is just a tiny one that I'm trying to root up. Over here we have my Hoya macrophylla or latifolia. She's rooting quite nicely. Some spaghnum moss coming back to life, and then some more pink panther. And then that's it over there. We do have this runner. This might be a Peru, Monstera Peru. I'm not completely sure. It's hard to ID the wet sticks. Unsure who this is. This is a Dischidia oeantha Jerry. It does have a new growth somewhere that's really cute, or maybe it's a different cutting, but they do well in the humidity. I haven't transferred her out of here. She's doing pretty good, and it's a lot more passive in this than it is in soil out in my ambient environment, so I've been just keeping her in here. This little dude, I am not sure who she is, but she's adorable. It could just be a pothos, or it might be something a little harder to come by, unsure. This is, I think, the top cut of my Rhaphidophora decursiva, which is pretty fun. She's putting out new growth here with this little green point, if you can see, on the edge over here. And then who else do we have in here? Oh yeah, this is the Oeantha as well, under some spag. She's putting out this little new growth, which is always really cute. Another Mandula cutting, and then this is a Monstera Peru cutting. This brown is actually her root, which is funny because normally the brown wouldn't be a healthy root, but this one's doing pretty well. She's vibing, so I'm gonna let her continue doing her thing. Put you up a little bit more, poke you into the soil, or into the spag. I do love making prop boxes, hence why I have 4 now. As you can tell, I am a huge fan of propagation. Since I've learned this skill, I have been going absolutely mad with it. If you'd like to see more videos like this, be sure to like this video. If you'd like to see more content from me, be sure to subscribe to this channel or follow me over on Instagram at ConsciousFlower, same username as it is here. With that being said, I would like to wish everyone a good day. Be sure to drink your water, take your meds, and I'll see you next time. Adios!